Ready for us? Oh,
Yes.
okay. Thank you. So I'd like to call to order the Kaiser Volunteer Coordinating Committee for Thursday, December 2025 at 6 p.m. Would you like to take 10 minutes, please?
Yes, Larry Jackson,
Here.
Tina Richmond,
Here.
Lenore Blake,
Here.
Jane Erb,
Here.
Kim Freeman,
Here.
Daniel Kohler.
Here.
Thank you. And we may have Daisy joining us by phone at some point. And is Leslie excused?
Yes, Leslie's excused. Yes.
Thank you very much. So, do we have any public testimony? I'm assuming you are Mr. Merrill.
I am.
Okay, so unless you wanted to talk to us about something besides the committee, I'm assuming no.
I don't have any questions other than
Okay,
the business at hand.
very good. Okay, thank you. So, no public testimony tonight. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes from October 9th? So moved, Kim. Do we have a second?
Oh, second.
Okay, that's right. We had a really skeleton crew last time. All right,
What?
any discussion? Okay, seeing none, all in favor, aye. Aye. Any, no? And any abstain? I think it passed. So moving on to committee appointments, we have two open positions on the Public Arts Commission. We have one candidate tonight. Thank you so much for coming and being here with us. I'm happy you're here. And so how this works is you filled out an application and our city did a background check and you passed and you're here, and we would invite you to come up to the chair and speak to us for 5 minutes. Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you would like to be on this committee, and then you have 5 minutes for that, and then we would like to just ask you questions.
Sure.
And, please just feel comfortable and relaxed. We're so glad you're here. Thank you.
Thank you. This is on.
Yes.
We can hear you.
Okay. I see a clock. It says 5 minutes there. Should I press a button? No. Okay. So, I have been retired for 10 years or more. And, I volunteer over at a place called Mid Valley Literacy. I teach ESL to immigrants and just local Hispanics mostly who don't have full English mastery. And I enjoy it. It isn't enough. And I volunteered one time in '09 with the city for the Bikeways Committee. Because my hobby as a retired person is ride the bike. I don't have anything else to do much. So I did that, and I don't remember much about it, but now I'm interested in getting more engaged. And the Arts Commission sounds very interesting. I'm a poet. That's my art. I was an English teacher. And I actually moved to Kaiser directly from Colorado because I got fascinated with Native Americans in the Southwest. And then I applied to the BIA or whoever the federal agency is. And I got hired from Colorado. So we moved out here and I taught at the Indian school. That was very interesting. So I live right up River Road, Country Glen, just past the retirement buildings. And the Arts Commission sounds fascinating to me. Oh, I said I was a poet, that's my art. One of the things I do is go to poetry readings every Thursday in Salem, which is held at the Bush Barn. And they always have a featured reader, and then you can stand up and read some of your little poems, and sometimes I do that. But my connection with art in general is, well, my mother was a visual artist in the Bay Area of San Francisco, East Bay. And she was an art teacher as well. And both of my kids do art, visual art. My son does pen and ink. And I have a tremendous respect for people who can do anything like that with their hands. But I've also had a good background in art. I'm assuming the Art Commission has something to do with paintings or physical art. And I have a pretty darn good background in that. I've been to the Metropolitan Museum in New York and the Louvre and various places. And I just love art. So I think it would be nice to be useful in this way. And I don't know what the commission does, but I'm sure I'd find out if I get appointed. So that's my spiel. I don't think I would be happy to answer questions, but that's me in the nutshell.
Very good. Thank you so much for that.
Sure.
I have to say, I am a huge fan of Vivian A. and Nick Mullen.
Oh, you know, yes.
I do, and that is a wonderful organization, and I appreciate you doing that. So you help
Thank you.
learn English and to maybe get their citizenship. It is a really fantastic organization.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So as far as the mission, I don't know a lot about what they do either, but one of the many things is they commission art for around our city of Kaiser. And I'm wondering if you know of some of those pieces or are aware of the pieces around the city, and they've been recently wrapped in utility boxes with paintings.
Wrapping what?
The utility boxes with paintings so that. Just last chance. Maybe. Yeah, so are any of those, are you familiar with any of those?
Not much.
Okay, yeah, so I'm sure when, if you're on this committee, you'll become very aware of.
Yes.
And maybe you know of the roundabout, the cows.
Yeah, I'm
That's
hip
part
to
of
that.
this.
That's fun.
Yes, so they do wonderful work.
Yeah.
Any questions from anybody?
Thank you, Chair. I don't really have a question, but not knowing what the Art Commission does, right? So on our packet, it just says that you advise, the commission advises the city council, city manager on the management, execution, installation, or placement of artwork, public art and public murals, and will recommend guidelines for adoption by city council on selection and placement. And like Chair said, the new to the city is wrapping the utility boxes, and I think one of my favorites is right here on the corner of River Road.
Oh, yes.
Lock Haven, it's pink. I think, right? And then the other one is as you turn into Target from Lock Haven onto Kaiser Station Boulevard, you know how you drive roads all the time, but I never remember the name, so some of those really stand out, and I think it's a great addition to the city. Along with, you know, like the art pieces that are on River Road, so we have the flag. And then the
Yeah.
diamond, you know, the big huge diamond that's on River Road.
Sure.
Yeah, so those are some of the things that the art commission does, along with, correct me if I'm wrong, it's been a little while, but they also do the. Probably some of these paintings are part of the art commission, right, along with outside of. The council chambers along the wall out here, there'll be artwork, and one of the ones is like the flat pencil art, I think, too, and they have quilts that'll hang out here, so it's not just necessarily art pieces, but it's other types of art
Sure.
throughout the community, so,
Excellent.
and I'm not an artist, so, you know, I admire anyone that can paint or draw or anything. Yeah.
Yeah,
My only other question, and I know we'll get to this later, but. Just to save us asking you a question since you are here, we have two positions that are open and one really expires early in. June of 2026. And then the other position expires June of 2028. And so to help us when we make our selection of which position to make our recommendation. I guess I would like to know, would you like to go from, you know, January of 26 through June of 2028 versus January 26 to June of 26? Right, for a longer term, so like a 2-year term versus a 6-month term. Would you have a preference?
the sooner the better.
Okay.
But I didn't really hear that, I didn't track
So
what the date.
one appointment would be for 6 months and then one would be for 2 years. So would you rather have a 2-year
Yes.
commitment term to
I
the
would.
part? Okay, perfect. That was my question. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for asking.
I'd like to follow up with that because that was the same kind of where I wanted to go with this
Thank you.
is. If you applied for, if we put you in the 6-month position, that would give you an opportunity to really see what it's all about and do.
Right,
Not always is 6 months on these committees enough time to really get embedded in it and really understand the full idea of this, other than this group of people are pretty involved with getting things done. That would not say after that 6 months, if you went till June of 2026, that position would end and you can come back and reapply for that same position, and then it would go for the 3-year period, correct? Or 2?
sounds good.
So, I mean, I want to throw that out, make sure you understand that. That's.
Thank you.
If you're not real sure what it's all about, it would get your feet wet, and then that position you can come back and
Sure,
instead of. Going 3 years or 2 years and saying, oh, this is nothing, and then step down and we fill that, it would give.
I'd be happy to start with the 6 months.
Okay, thank you.
They're 3-year terms.
Okay. So he just kind of said he's maybe try the 6 month instead, so he got his feet wet and then. But it's up to everyone to decide and do.
Thank you, Larry. That was really a good point. You want to do the 6 months and then reapply to get the 3-year term next.
Sure, that'd be fine.
Good, okay, instead of just doing the 2-year. So, which is open right now, but
Oh,
it's all confusing. There are 3-year terms.
2-year doesn't start after the 6 months, it starts right now.
It starts in January. That would be the next meeting is January start date. For these,
When does the 6 months term start?
January, they both
Oh,
start.
they both do,
January,
okay.
And one would go through June.
Sorry, no, I was mistaken. It's active right now. The position is open, so,
Yeah, but this
He-
is December, so.
yes,
the next-
so it would be January, yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
unless there's.
you're right.
something.
Yeah. There is one, it's Tuesday, but
Alright.
yeah,
Okay, so it's January. Thank you. So, yeah, right, January through June is the first one, because there was a resignation, and so we're filling somebody else's term.
Got it.
Just for 6 months, and same with the other one. It's still have 2 years left on it,
I see.
but typically these are 3-year positions. So
Yeah.
you could take your choice, do the 6-month one. And then re-up if you wanted to for 3 years, or do the 2-year and re-up after that for 3 years, so. It's up to you which one you would like. If you feel more comfortable with 6 months and kind of see how it goes. Or if you're just like, yeah, I wanna do the next 2 years and probably 5.
Madam Chair,
Yeah, go ahead, Larry.
I would like to make a motion.
Okay,
I don't know if we need to close nominations first.
well, does anyone else have any questions, I guess? Okay, all right, go ahead.
I guess we need to close first, but I'd like to close nominations for Public Arts Commission.
Second,
Any discussion? Did you wanna discuss? it?
No, I want to make a motion.
Okay, so all in favor, aye?
I
Any opposed? Any abstain? Okay, motion passes. The nominations are closed. So I think, he can go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're welcome to stay and then we're gonna vote. We're gonna vote,
Oh,
but you can sit back in the audience if you'd like to.
I have something to do at 7.
Okay.
Well, it's actually the poetry event that I'm scheduled for something there tonight at 7, so
Yeah, so you're good to go.
I don't know what time it is, but
It's 6:23.
perfect.
Yeah.
I
so-
would go,
Okay,
yes.
so, all right,
And that lets you vote without me staring at anything.
okay, all right, thank you very much for coming, we're glad you're here, and if you're put forward to city council, then you will hear from Dawn. About your nomination.
Okay, I already know Dawn. We've been communicating for several months. Thank you very much for listening and hearing me out and your presence. Okay.
Thanks so much.
you might,
Thanks, friend.
you're welcome.
Larry, would you like to?
I would like to make a motion to move James Merrill's name forward. The city council to fill position 5. For the starting January 1, 2026 and expiring June of 30th of 2026.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, Nora, seconds. Any discussion?
I did.
Thank you, Kim.
So. Yeah, so. I honestly, because we only had one person, I would like to get him on for 2 years and not have him only serve for 6 months. I hear you, Larry, I totally get it, but. I think we're doing it to service, to have someone only serve for 6 months and then have them come back and reapply when we have an open position for 2 years. So. I would like to see him be put forth in positions. Good. Because he said he would be fine with the 2-year. I mean, he's actually fine with either, but I just feel like, my goodness, we've got to volunteer and let's get it fun. And let's put him in a position longer than 6 months, so that's just. That's my thoughts.
I think I agree with Kim too, but I just wanna ask Larry, do you feel like he's not gonna last or something?
I do. I don't feel like he really understands what's. He's gonna be involved with, and with this group of people they're doing a lot. And he's not real sure. I would like to see him get his feet wet and really understand what he's getting into. And in the meantime. Maybe January's meeting. For February's meeting, we have another person who applied that we can really truly fill for me. That would fill a position well, and we don't then have to do 2 positions again. And I just. That's kind of where I'm thinking. I just, that's. I would really like to see instead of us just, another person that's really qualified, and again. He can come back and then he can have the whole 2 years, if he, or 3, yeah. That's what I thought it was, and then it would be 3 years, and that's quite a spend on those types of things, to be quite honest. So that's kind of where I'm coming from, and I don't know that he. Really. Again, back to his application, he put down. Parks and, public arts and traffic, and yes, those are passions, and we have a lot of people, those are interests. So.
But he hasn't been to any meetings or anything.
Yeah, so, anyway,
Very
that's
good.
just where I'm at.
I know that when you start a committee, it takes a while to fit in, to realize. And I don't know that much about the arts commission. But do you think he would have time in 6 months to figure it out? I mean,
I think he's gonna know, yeah, if he's gonna really truly have time and. I don't know what that other group is about, and with reading, I can't, how much time and energy that takes.
Or where he's currently volunteering,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. If they, so it's just. I'd like to see, since he not coming really with. And not that everybody has to have an art background, just input into what they see on our streets. I'm fine with that. Not everybody has to have, I'm no artist by anyone, so, but. I know what I like and what I don't. And you might, and she might. You won't.
All right, thank you, thanks Larry, I appreciate that. And Counselor Cole.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'll have to disagree a little bit with Mr. Jackson. He is quite an artist when it comes to auto repair. It's just a different format than most people recognize as art. It's truly an amazing art. It's very good at that. So I think we have a choice here to get a 2-year commitment or a 3.5-year commitment. That's another way to look at that, because if you have a 3.5-year commitment, if he looks at this in 6 months and goes, this is an awesome group, we're doing some neat things, yeah, I'd like to be involved in this for another 3 years. Then you got 3.5 years instead of 2 years, where he may or may not really know, yeah, this is where I want to be. So I think those are kind of your options. That's not my decision.
Yeah, all right. Anything else that you want to? Yeah, very good point. All right, well, let's do a vote. How are we gonna do this? We have position 5 and position 6, so I guess whichever position you want him on, use that ballot.
But the motion was for position 5.
All right, oh, yes, okay, for position 5. Yes, okay, we're voting on that, thank you. Or you could put no recommendation if you don't want on position 5. Okay, Larry Jackson, yes. Tina Richmond, yes. Lenore Blake, yes. Jane Herb, yes. Kim Freeman, yes. Okay, so we would like to put him forward to city council for position number 5. No, and just to say something about what happened here. I really appreciated that we could be frank and open with one another when the candidate was not in the room.
I like,
It's uncomfortable, it's hard to have discussions amongst ourselves when people are here, right? Right. So I don't know what we do with that, but it was certainly nice.
motion, leave it back in. I think we need discussion.
I think so. I think so.
This is a public meeting, so we have to be confident and comfortable having conversations in public meeting. I remember the first time I was on this committee and we actually we did it by show of hands. And I thought I was gonna throw up. The first time I had to, and there was a
Reach out to
room full of
somebody or-
people that had applied and to raise your hand.
I know.
It was very hard. After that, it just got easier, but I remember going, I had to sign up to do this on this committee and show people how I voted, but that's right.
No,
It
I
is
know.
a public meeting and we need to be very transparent. And really, the discussion is good, right? We're trying to find the best fit for our person applying and our committee. So I think the conversations are valid and it's not personal. It's not about any candidate. It's like, how do we make them fit and hopefully have them stay for the 3, come back to end. I appreciate the perspective, 3.5 years, right? Yeah, so.
Okay, moving on to our next.
I guess it gets easier. It'll get easier.
All right, so we talked last meeting about updating our process for our voting, and so Dawn has provided us with the changes that we discussed, and hopefully you'll have time to read through them. I was very happy with what we landed on. And it makes it easier. We're gonna try Daisy again, since she
Yeah,
became on
yeah.
this pacing.
Yes.
Which was, with October's meeting, you ran into the same issue?
Yes, and we kept voting the same way, and it was a tie each time, so it just gets rid of those issues. By being able to vote for multiple people on one ballot, if it's the same position, same time.
Yeah. Position.
That's right. Right, because probably both want them, but if we were voting for the opposite person each time. Yeah,
I get,
yes,
was reading the mail.
okay, so. Does somebody want to make a motion to move this process?
I'll move to accept the changes presented in the packet.
Do we have a second?
So the changes were that you,
Yeah, they're all,
They're in
they're changes in red, it's the track changes in red and the addition, so it's the changes in red, and then any strike through that was there from previous, so everyone could see what was there, what we added, and then any, obviously the add additions, deletions, but everyone, you can see what we had to start with and what we ended up with.
So Chair, just a matter of point of order here. Then we get a second, then we can discuss all of it.
Right.
Really before we get a second, go any further discussion. So just one.
All right, so do we have a second? Okay, thank you, Dana seconded, and so now, any discussion?
Chair, I just want, for both Lenore, Tina and Larry, who were here in October. Yeah. We purposely held this so you guys could look at it.
Thank you.
Because this isn't just who was at the previous meeting and made these changes, right? We wanna make sure you see them. If there's things here that you're like, I don't understand this, let's make some clarity, what happens in scenario X or whatever. Please, let's have those conversations, one, because Larry's been here a long time. Tina and Lenora are new. And so it was important for all of us to make sure that you have the opportunity to really look at them, and I guess for just a point of conversation and discussion. Do we have to approve these tonight? I
No.
mean, we could, I mean, not that I want to, but we could, if there's more thought or more digestion that needs to happen, what happens if we wait until June? Is there anything pending that would hinder us from anything? And that's just a question, right? It's just more, it's just more of a thought, I guess.
Well,
I read these, but I didn't know how, what. What,
well, and it was also, it wasn't just October's meeting. We brought this up the previous meeting, and so y'all were there, I believe. And we had come up against issues with how it was being done that were more technical issues than anything about the candidates. And so this solved the technical issues that then occurred, a different one occurred last in October's meeting. So, and Daisy was here last meeting.
But there was also a conversation that there was something put in at one point. I don't remember exactly what that was. Or it was written that way because we did it differently and we corrected that. I don't remember exactly what that was. Because it, and again, I'm speaking from history, it didn't used to be that way. I always cringe when I say things like that. This change is good, but,
Well, and it used to be, we didn't have the option for a no recommendation. And so we've added that. We added that in this previous iteration, which was good. And so that has been maintained in this. So we kept that good thing. But basically what this is saying is that if there are 3 positions open, let's say. Position 1, 2, and 7. It doesn't really matter anyway, what the position numbers are, and we've got, let's say, 5 candidates. If they're all the same length, all the same position. Regardless of the position number, each of us on our ballot can pick our top 3 that we would like to see in any of those positions, 1, 2, or 7, matter. And the candidates would have to get at least 50%. So if we have 3 candidates that all get 50% of the vote, then those are the 3.
Right,
So
the
that
majority, yeah.
majority, and if somebody doesn't get majority, then they are not put forward. So it's just a better way to do it, because then everybody on the committee gets to choose the 3 people that they want. And we're not having to say, okay, well, I hope, somebody that I want gets on position 1, but everybody else chose that position, person for position 2. And it just makes no sense, because the position numbers are meaningless. And Larry.
Gotcha. Except for then it would be a single vote if those 3 positions, 1, 2, and 7 were. A 1-year term, fill in, someone stepped down and we're
No,
just
they have to
filling.
be the same length.
Right, but what I'm asking is
Yeah.
if they were all different, like.
We have to
do
vote.
1 ballot at a time.
Yes,
That's
and
right.
Choose
That's-
1 person.
Yeah, but it would be
Okay.
good if we can, I don't know if this needs to be added. If we ask the candidates which position that they would prefer, it's a good idea or not. Because maybe it's like, I do only want to serve for 6 months, or I do only want to serve for 2 years, or I want the whole 3 years, so if they had the choice. And could let us know. I mean,
that's kind of what we did today.
right,
I think that's a good idea, because I can see both sides of that.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because then we don't want to just assign somebody and vote them in for a position that they may not want the whole length. They want a different length.
Well, and in the past, when we've had that, like a 6 month or even. A 12 month term left, and then there's the full term, we have asked the candidates, would you prefer? 12 month or 6 month, kind of like today, or would you rather come into the full term? And we have let them, because it should be their choice,
That's right.
right?
That's right.
So, I mean, I don't know if we need that in the process, I don't think it would hurt to put it in the process, just so it's clear, because one day we're all not gonna be here, right?
No, I agree.
Maybe, but I think it does help the candidate maybe determine going, ooh, I didn't, so Dawn, maybe this is a question for Dawn. When we put out, I should know this, but I'm gonna ask, when we put out the announcement, and let's just say we have 3 openings and one, maybe 2 are full term and maybe one's a 12 month, do we put that we've got 2 full term and 1 12 month, question opening left?
I
Or
haven't-
do we just say we have 3 openings to the Arts Commission, apply?
Yes,
Okay.
but that's a great idea. I mean, if you'd
Yeah.
like me to do that, I can do that.
No, I mean, I think that's would help us in this, maybe to either put it in to ask if there's those breakdowns. I guess for me, I would want as many applicants to apply as possible, and then we ask when they apply what works, right? Because I think to Larry's thought around the 6 months versus 2 years, maybe someone would say, gee, I really don't know what they do, so that may even help us go, maybe, they would go here, or they would say, I wanna start out in a 12 month time frame versus. I mean, I guess it can go either way, but
Well, maybe after E where it says if the term lengths are not the same, then use steps 2 through 4. But then somewhere we could say, ask candidates which position, and term length they prefer. And then we would be able to vote for each position separately, knowing who wants to be there. I mean, they all might say, well, I'll go for any of them, and so then we have to vote all of them. But one person might say, yeah, no, I only wanna go for the 6 month term.
I remember on the budget committee, when Matt Lawyer and Jeremy were both, and Jeremy was already on the committee, he was being reappointed. And Larry was saying, oh, and you voted the different position than a lot of us voted, we voted the same position that he.
To keep him on the same
And I
position
couldn't
number.
remember
which-
thought that, and I forget why you thought that was important.
Yeah, that's when Larry said, everybody should just vote their top choice first, not the position number.
Yeah.
You don't remember that?
I
Yeah.
forgot why he,
I saw fish.
it made sense at the time, and I already voted.
Yeah, no, because Larry said. What your point was, just vote your top choice, don't, because I was voting for Matt in his same position, so, but Jeremy went first. So I voted for Jeremy in the first position, whereas you voted for Matt in the first position, because he was your top choice. Versus trying to keep him on his same position number, which made no sense. So now that's one of the issues.
A lot of it comes in as we're interviewing and what I hear. And what we're asking them to do. Had I heard something a little bit more robust and stuff tonight. I would have been more willing to go 2 years. And,
Right.
but that's not what I heard, so what I,
And it was bad.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think asking the candidates
Mhm.
which one they prefer, or maybe they want all 3 of them, because they want to be
Just all,
considered for each one of the pairs. Is what on,
that would be their choice.
that's right, yes. Counselor Kohler,
Thank you, Madam Chair. just a thought, how to put that in the process, I'm not sure, but if we have 3 open positions and we have 5 or 6 or 8 people that have applied for it, and those top 3 vote getters, as long as it was 50% of them, the top vote getter, why not say, which of these 3 positions would you like?
Well, that's.
And then you don't have to worry about, well, we're gonna vote for this position or that position. We let those top vote getters give them the option, which position would you like? And if they go, I don't care, then you can say, I move that we put you in that position.
Yes, but that changes our whole thing here where we can't do a slate if there are differing terms. So we have to change that and say, no matter the term length, we're gonna do vote for our top choices.
Again, that's an option.
Yeah,
Um,
I kinda like that. Instead of having to vote them separate and they have to,
The
Yeah.
advantage of being able to vote them all at the same time is that you can look at those candidates and say, I like this one, and this one. And you can vote that without worrying, which position do I want to vote this person into?
and the offshoot of that too, that I appreciate is the top vote getter. Gets their first choice of the position. Too,
And then they may say, I want a shorter term.
that's right. I like that.
Yeah,
So it doesn't matter the term. You don't have to,
But again,
that.
it's your decision.
I know, but well, do y'all like that too? Instead of having,
Larry, does that keep you,
But no,
okay,
yeah.
okay, so then we don't even need, if there are multiple positions, or term lengths are not the same, so that'd be B. You don't need that then. And we have to adjust that if there are multiple with the same length, it doesn't matter. If there are multiple positions available for the committee. That's really all it needs to be. Right?
Because you can still vote. Outline any of them. And then if there were 5 positions, or if there were 3 positions and 5 people. And there were 3 of them that you just didn't want, you could still vote, no. And
That's right.
and then they still have to get that 50% in order to be appointed to the position.
That's right. You could only, if you only liked one person, you could only put them. Not 3, or not 5, or whatever. But
So I think these are some of those things that you can consider.
I really like that. That's the winner. I mean, that's the most vote getter, which position, if the term differs. We would, then whoever gets the most votes would get to choose which position they want, and then the second most vote getter gets to choose the next one.
Will you help me with the document on the screen? Cause I'm not sure that I'm picking everything up. You wanted me to strike B, is that right? And you can look at the screen down here if that's easier.
I think we could keep this, if the term lengths are not the same, and then just say the top vote getter gets to choose which position they want.
that only if there's multiple positions. It wouldn't be like tonight, it would be still up to us which position we put it to, not them asking.
it's great clarity.
Yeah, because we didn't give him a choice in the end.
Right.
Yeah, we didn't.
No.
It's like, cause, see, it works one way, but not necessarily always,
Well, if we want to be more in control of it,
right?
is what you're saying, but I don't know, now I'm thinking about it.
Is that our position? Is it not anything?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well,
I mean, he was kind of wavering, I don't think he. Right.
I'm gonna say that.
No.
I think there's times that we have been and should be. That's our job.
in control.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, okay, I figured that's where you're going, I just
Yeah.
wanna make sure, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
Oh.
tricky if we were gonna let them choose the term, or we have to choose, okay, you're gonna be this term. I don't know.
I mean,
Well, you say
they're,
it's up to a chair to decide which one.
When they apply, they're not applying for a specific position.
Right. We just have 3 openings and anyone can apply.
So we could go back to asking Dawn to have them choose which one if there were multiple positions with different terms.
Is that to give them time to think about it before they put down a position?
But that would change your whole process, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I was just thinking that through, like I would need to add more questions to that application.
That would change the whole
And-
process, so I don't think we wanna do that.
But like tonight, you could read how we should select.
Yeah.
The 6 month really didn't make a lot of sense, so if there's one person, it's still the same, you know, we should still have the option to say. Which term we do based on the interview, I mean, really, that's what we get, right?
So then you can say if there are more positions than people, it's up to the committee to decide which term.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then if there are more people, then they have to choose. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. And I think it. Allows us some flexibility, right, so we're not. So. Scripted or tied in that if we write it in our process, then we're gonna have to do the A, B, C, D, E. Thank you,
Very good.
that if we had some vagueness, but yet clear. Then we can do what we've all been talking about, yeah.
Okay, so did you get that? Yeah, if there are more applicants than open position. There are more positions than. More, if there are more positions than applicants. Yeah, opposite.
Sure.
There we go. Then the volunteer coordinating for the usual positions. That sounds good. Or not maybe would, but may. And then that,
Yes,
right, because the candidate may have input and we deal with that, okay.
right, because we could or we couldn't, right, nay,
Yeah,
is
that's
that
right.
open,
That's right, that's right. And so. Then we don't need the option C at all. Right, because we just solved that. And we don't need to say the same term length. There are multiple positions for the committee. Yeah, we just can delete that with the same term length, you don't need that anymore either. Very good, I like it.
In essence, what you can simplify the process.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so, should we close discussion? And what we were voting on, if we were going to accept this. Since we made changes. I think you're probably right that we should bring it back next. In January. And hopefully Leslie and Daisy and all of our committee could be here to vote on the final.
so we did, I did make a motion to accept the changes that were presented tonight. We did have a second for all of our discussions, right? But we made additional changes tonight, so from the protocol, do I withdraw the motion because, but we still need the motion to have the conversation, so how do we then? Proceed to vote, or do we amend it to say
as amended.
you know,
No, we're.
the adopt, so should I amend the motion to say the changes that were presented along with the changes made tonight? I would think we would want to capture what we presented, what we all read, and what we did tonight in the motion. Because then that makes sense to vote on, Right.
And then the second, okay,
yes.
Okay, and then,
Is that clear? Sorry.
but then we're going to
So you're.
vote on it at our next meeting.
No, we have to vote
We
tonight,
have to vote tonight.
but I think I will add, if my second will approve that we'll vote to approve the changes from in the packet with the addition to tonight, but bring back to the following BCC meeting for, can we say final adoption?
That's
Consideration.
Or for final consideration, that way we can make sure that the ones that are not here tonight have the opportunity to look at, just like we did tonight, that, yeah, okay, sorry. That would be
excellent, thank
You don't need
you.
the problems, everything's terrible.
Okay, all in favor, aye?
I,
Opposed? Abstained? Okay, motion passes. Thank you for going through that with us, Dawn.
You're
Yes.
I think we're having a really good discussion, and then. Come a long way with the committee. From the time I've been on here from. You know, all of it.
Great. Okay, so our next piece of business is everybody needs to choose what committee you want to do the presenting of the volunteer recognition. And so that's on page 28. Dawn has listed the meetings. And so if everyone could check their calendar and choose. I think the chair does city council. Right?
Yes.
The protocol, okay, and so then all the others are up for grabs. Depending on all of your schedules and what works for you.
and the goal is for everyone to have one, right?
That's right.
Just
that's-
so everyone here, especially with Lenora and Tina. You guys do that?
We did.
Yeah, so not to panic to go, oh, I have to do
Yeah, so everyone.
Change the name of the bike, please.
Yeah,
Yes,
just
they
noticing
did.
that too, my
Multimodal
same
safety.
time mode.
Some crazy city council change that.
Yeah, I saw that same on city council.
That-
That looks like, yeah, I was reading through there.
Can you just tell you?
Yes, so everyone just shout out which one works best, and if we have people who, are fighting over
I'll take the
one
bike way for the most time.
multimodal, okay, great.
I'll do part.
Okay, Larry on parks, Lenora on multimodal. And what works for you? And these kind of, if something comes up in the meantime between now and then, they can be, we can swap, so.
I'll
Yeah.
to the arts commission.
Okay.
So we see. And far enough in advance, this is amazing, thank you.
Okay, so what's left now?
So the planning, budget, and CDEP, community diversity engagement. And then I'll get Leslie and Daisy. And what's left?
Just sign this, see. And then it's-
Yeah, probably so, so we can have it all. Which one do you want to know?
Excuse me. I can do that Monday, May 11th.
But it's budget. Alright. So we want to have Daisy on CDEP. Leslie on planning. Just want to, medical, but if anybody needs to change,
So who did you put on your either?
I put Daisy. Okay. And then lastly,
And planning commission work too. Leslie,
like Celeste, yes. Okay, and so I don't see this on our agenda, but we're gonna look at the pens. And see if we could make a decision on pens, and so Donna is going to kindly show them those different links to us up on the screen. And maybe we can make decisions tonight, but we don't have to. Again, there's time.
Yeah, cause some state, they take a little time.
Yeah.
Right, so this is good timing, but we're not, in a crunch either, so. And we can see prices up here, so there's one from 69 cents to $3.39 to $1.89, 59.69. And 92, so there's a wide range of pricing. And I think we had kind of agreed that we want to do something pretty special.
and that's what this is, that you want to put our three choices.
Yeah, and so I just sort of did an AI search and asked for, it has to be up to like 40 characters. And so these were some suggestions that came up. I said, we want to say thank you to volunteers in Kaiser. And it has to be under 40 characters, 40 characters. And so if everyone wants to look them over and do a 1, 2, 3, which ones you'd like. Maybe we can decide on what they say as well.
So I know when we looked at pens, was it earlier this year? If there were some that were fatter, larger, some had like little grippies down where you write, which, I like a fatter pen, I like a grippy. I'm not here for the cheapest kind of pen, but I'm definitely not here for the most expensive. I just believe we need to have quality of whatever kind of pen we're going, because the worst thing is to get a pen
Right. So
or
cheap.
the ink doesn't write nice, it doesn't pull it in your fingers,
Absolutely.
And did one of them have a, not a stylus, but a thing that you could use
Flashlight.
on?
By the-
Well, yeah, there's some that have a pin with, what is it, like, is it a stylus on the bottom that you can use with your like iPad or those ones, okay?
Yeah.
Which I'm not a fan of, but I know a lot of people love them.
So I've never seen anybody, I've never personally used a stylus.
No, I don't either, but I mean, I have some people I work with that do, but it's fun. Right, but
Yeah, so it's probably not a breaker, make or
Yeah.
break. I like the flashlight idea. Like Dan, the beautiful flashlight.
was that one of our options with the flashlight?
Yes,
Okay.
here it is. For buildings.
Oh,
So
and
that
see,
could be the
and see,
grippy.
it has the grippy on the,
That's right.
yeah.
It's beautiful, and put blue. Cause that, because they're blue, look at that.
And are we gonna go with blue ink versus black ink, or we're going with black ink?
You know,
You have to show a wet signature.
right, and black is the kind of the standard for wet signature,
No,
right?
blue is,
What blue is? What did I see that was black?
yeah, so
Required
it used to be all
black.
title and escrow documents were in blue, because you couldn't ever determine if, but now everything's DocuSign, so does anything actually get a wet signature, but what do you use if you have to, isn't that blue?
For death certificates, you have to use black,
Okay,
and most required, so copies well.
right,
but for everything else. So
I mean, it would be kind of nice to have blue if you think about either blue,
yeah, right,
but I know some people,
Signing guardianship papers and yes, at least.
okay.
but and I know some people don't like blue and only like black, like that's like in my time, my husband has black and I only blue.
Then you sure do.
I like blue better though.
When I ordered the ones, well, they weren't those, but they're the same pen. They all come black and blue is a special order on a lot of
Really?
pens.
Okay. Interesting.
We used to have to do a certain document in blue because they wanted to make, the company that wanted to make sure it wasn't a copy.
Right.
And that was the only reasoning, and we kick them to the curb.
That's a good. And did we think 250? For the number, our volunteers are what, 76 volunteers? But we want some extra.
Yeah.
For the city to be able to give out, so, and we have $1,000 in our budget. And that would include the pens and the clocks, right? The clock, well, also we pay for clocks for volunteer at the.
Quarter. Mhm.
And also certificates, do we get charged for those certificates?
No, I just did those in-house. Yeah.
So 250 would be only $130.
Is there like a setup fee too? Usually there's usually, I mean, I don't know, I haven't done this in a long time, it used to be, you had a setup fee. You know, if you,
Some of
especially if you did a logo
Some of them
or
had
something.
setup fee
But if
and
we just
others
had
didn't.
writing, right, if we just had writing, maybe it would.
Right, see, there were a couple that had a setup, they all,
Oh, that's nothing.
right.
Let's do 56, 733 for most of them.
So I like that curvaceous one. And it's, mid-price, it's not the super duper expensive, but $8.89 is reasonable. And it's a nice pen.
Is that the one with the flashlight?
Yeah, see, the most expensive one is $3.39,
I like this.
right? Rip,
I think the flashlight is unique.
Stylus thing on the bottom when it's
when it's
pulled in.
retracted together, so we get all. I think that's my vote.
It would be my vote because it's what kind of pen I like to use, so.
But
And
at
it's
250, it's only.
447.
Yeah, 179, yeah.
So can you click on 250? And see what the total. It's expensive. 447.50. And then plus whatever setup, fee and shipping.
So
So,
about $56, so yeah, so it's under 500.
yeah,
Is the 500 then, if we spent 500 on pens, is the 500 enough to cover the clocks for the volunteers of the quarter that we?
I think so, because we only ever used to have, what? 500 or 750 or something.
300? It was 300?
We only had 300 people,
300 before, yeah.
and so and that covered the clocks.
It did because we didn't have someone every single quarter.
So 500.
Oh, you mean do 250 pens, 250 pens, not 500.
Yeah, 250 pounds,
Okay,
and.
yeah.
So that's $500.
Right, so if we had $500 for pens, we still have $500 in our balance to cover the clocks, is where I was going.
Yeah, and the clocks only ever used to cost $3.
Okay, so we still have a little bit of money left over.
But we're gonna be getting this to city also.
Well, I mean,
A lot of money, but.
but Counselor Kohler, if you're a council person, obviously, and so if you had some pen. Because there are people that volunteer in the city that aren't on our committees, right, and. I guess, wouldn't it be nice to have something that hands to someone that maybe you see at doing lots of volunteer things, but they're not on a committee, but they're benefiting the community?
It'd be nice to have something. There are times that you want to recognize somebody. And the little pens, the lapel pens, we've had now for a long time. And I don't know how many they order those to begin with, but they get around to at least 10 years old.
And are those kinds of things that are given to city staff also? Is that-
Well, I've seen some city staff where. Now, these pens would say volunteer on them, so I don't know if that would be the appropriate thing, city staff.
But I'm just
They're going
thinking,
above and beyond.
you know, that our council. It would be nice for them to have some to be able to. right? I mean, I'm thinking of, there's several people in the West Kaiser that you'll see them faithfully out certain days picking up trash. You know, they're not on a committee, but they're faithfully out there picking up trash. I'm sure in other parts of Kaiser they are as well.
Association.
You know, or just different things, and you, and all of our council members and the mayor are at different events. Probably seeing some of those people that it would be not, because that's their way of giving back to the city, right? And I just think it would be nice to have.
As you know,
Right, yeah.
the quite reflections. I mean, there's lots of those kind of things that we go to. You're still volunteering.
We have a couple of those company ones rather than know that. When we get it.
Okay, well, do we need to vote on that, or is everybody happy with that pen choice? Is there a consensus on that pen?
Yeah.
Okay, and then did everyone get a chance to look at?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so,
I guess I have a question.
Very good.
okay.
I wrote it on the bottom.
Yeah, that's nice, pride, spirit, volunteerism,
That's,
our motto,
yeah. I guess that's what
okay.
I mean.
I'm good with that. I mean, it makes sense. That's what we talk about.
That's
It's
what I
okay.
thought.
Motto. So we've got Kaiser values every volunteer. Well, so I had also put a year. Do you think having 2026 as the year is nice or no?
If you're using them for whenever, you're not.
Right, you don't want it to be so
Yeah,
specific.
you're trying to
still
use
using
it
it in
to
the
help
next
next
year. Okay, so,
It doesn't matter to me what it says on, but that's.
yeah, so the
I
year
guess
is
was
due.
this all- only in my head thinking that's what it would have anyway,
Okay,
but.
all right, so Kaiser values every volunteer. Kaiser says thanks to volunteers. Kaiser honors our volunteers. Volunteers make Kaiser brighter, Kaiser grows stronger with volunteers, or pride, spirit, volunteerism. So, got it narrowed down to 6,
I think we go with
right, our motto.
Mhm.
Okay, have we done that with other things in the past though?
Well, there's 3 or 5 comments.
Okay. Pride,
Right,
spirit,
like
volunteerism.
one of the years that we did a volunteer event where we invited all the volunteers in for an event, and I don't know if it was like, wasn't like the 20th year celebration, but we had the event, and I think, I can't remember, we got coffee mugs, we got some trinkets for that event. I don't remember what they said, but a lot were left over, and that's when we switched to, let's go to the committee meetings, right? So I don't know that we've had anything for a really long time with anything printed on it, other than the pens, you know, the lapel pens.
Wasn't
I'd like to add
There's
Kaiser in
something
on it though.
blue case sitting here or something and they had that on them? There was that tables or something at an event.
Yeah, I think it was
The-
the Kaiser Chamber has those big Ks.
Okay, was it the chamber?
Are you not thinking the Kaiser K cookies that we used to
No,
get all the
wasn't-
time?
It was like
Yeah, the one I've seen is the Chamber recently.
on the table.
Yeah, they're like a
Maybe
big.
it's the chamber.
Chamber.
So
So,
would anybody be opposed to putting Kaiser? Like dash pride spirit volunteer, I'm a Kaiser somehow. Or not, or just
Were they-
A, but I don't. I think we have enough, yeah, we have enough letters.
Pride, spirit, volunteerism.
well,
No, I.
is it gonna have that then underneath, or is it just gonna have a K and Kaiser? And then right spirit volunteerism underneath?
Oh, so if you're thinking if we did the
Our
logo, then we wouldn't need Kaiser, but I don't know, like sometimes when you add more things or multicolor, the setup is more, but I don't know.
Well. The lower pen, I mean, I have those at work and we have our logo is. On our, it has the Jacksons and then Body Shop underneath in the circle. So it's on the pin, and then it was our 50th anniversary, or their 65th anniversary is why I got them. And then it has, or you remember exactly what it says, but it has our 1958 when it was established, basically in our phone number.
So, Dawn, are you able to do either Kaiser or our logo and then Pride Spirit Volunteerism and have them give us a layout and see what it looks like?
So just a real quick question, do we have vectored artwork?
Ask me again.
Do we have vectored artwork available?
We have a PDF.
I don't
We can
think
give them-
This logo, we probably have that.
We have that, yes,
That if it's this size or this size, it still looks good,
yes.
and that's called vectored. art.
Oh, okay, nice, thank you.
JPEG or something.
See, JPEG, this worked very good, if you make it smaller, bigger.
Yes.
But if it's vectored artwork, then you can do amazing things with it, you could probably do NCs.
Well, I'm sure we have that. Right. Okay, yeah, so, and so maybe, if next meeting. There's some layouts for us to look at on that pen, but I think we did make the decision on the pen and the color and the quantity. So
Yes.
that's good, and we're
This
pretty
one.
close on the words. Just want to see,
Well, we would be with the words with definitely the logo, right?
the words in the logo, yeah, or Kaiser, just the word. It doesn't say anything about thanking the volunteers, that's my opinion.
That's the job, the person who goes to the committee.
Very good, okay. I'm not with that. Okay, so our next meeting
Okay,
is.
So I just
in-
want, sorry,
Go
you
ahead.
you definitely want to go with the Kaiser Pride, Spirit and Volunteerism, right? Okay,
Mhm.
okay, thank
And
you.
it's like Kaiser Dash.
Or
Oh,
the
guys,
Or the logo and then just those three words, yeah, but Kaiser Dash.
Okay.
Pride Spirit Volunteers, so there's a,
oh,
you know.
like this,
Separation between Kaiser and the
like that?
words. Oh, you're showing it to us. Yeah,
But if we could do the
logo.
logo,
instead,
and then Pride
Correct.
Spirit Volunteers.
that's perfect.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Alrighty, so next meeting, January 8th.
Will we have a meeting? I mean, do we have openings that we would have a meeting?
Oh, yeah.
We have one opening, but I haven't had a chance to open up the recruitment again, so there won't be anyone to interview.
So we would have two at orders of business. Potentially, but we could move to February if need be.
But then again, you're looking at ordering these pens and the lead times you need to have them for May.
April.
April 2nd, the first one, I think.
Oh, imagine it would take about 17 months.
Well, I'm just saying, if Dawn was able to get the mock-up of a pen, right, and we could it's the logo and the wording, we've already decided on the pen, couldn't we just look at, like, an email that says, here it is, everyone like it, and respond via email, and we'd be okay, and then it's, the other part is our process, right, but that isn't mission. I mean, it's important, but it isn't something that we have to do in January, I guess. For me to come in to have a meeting for those two things, I would love to do it via email if that was an option.
Agreed. Okay, so we're probably looking at a February meeting.
February 12th,
Okay, thank you.
So for the next time we meet for voting. What's the rule for voting? Because we have those recommendations that everyone's gonna see them, so we haven't accepted them. So when we're gonna vote again, are we still gonna be stuck in the same way that we did stack where everybody does it different?
Great point. Could we put it on first on the agenda before we do committee appointments? And then we got with,
finalize it.
Yeah.
And then you can vote properly. I just don't wanna go through that again. That way.
Good point, okay,
So,
let's do that.
yeah.
Okay, Dawn.
I could do that, but it needs to go before a council to approve the process.
all right, so then, right, you gotta.
I'm not thinking of any other open positions. It's just the one arts commission position that's lingering. So
we
maybe
just
you'll
do-
be okay to vote on the process in February and have it go to council. And then in March, you'd maybe have applicants.
You don't think about applicants in February?
But I mean, yeah, you could, but I mean, if you're wanting to wait for the process,
But we've got to get it to council for approval though, so the longer we keep pushing it off, that's. Where I think we're gonna run into Tina's comment that we don't have, we've approved it, but the council hasn't approved it, so we can't formally. Adopt it if we were to put it in first of the agenda. So I think can I just ask a process question, is it too hard to do it via email?
to vote on the process, that's not allowed. It's not an open public meeting.
True.
Yeah,
So maybe we need to keep the January meeting.
you could also do a Zoom meeting, and we could make the time earlier if you wanted, since it probably wouldn't take that long.
Well, could we just keep 6 just because it would be so quick, right?
Yeah.
But then that way we're not changing time if anyone's following the meeting, right? And then we switch it to 5 one time. So if we did January 8th by 5 via Zoom, that would, yeah, I mean, 6, sorry, sorry, sorry.
Six Zoom on January eighth, that sounds good to me, is everybody good with that?
And then once we approve it on January 8th, Dawn, would it go like in the February?
Yes,
In
we can,
theory, it would go in the
yes.
February meeting. Right?
Yes, we can get it on the first meeting in February, February 2nd.
Okay.
And then it would be ready for you for your February meeting.
Hopefully they approve it. There you go.
Can we come in on the 8th?
Yes, I'll set up Zoom for those who want to do Zoom and I'll be sitting here and the room will be ready for you.
I'll be
Yeah,
good with
yeah,
it.
okay.
I'd just soon do that than trust this and be done with it and. Cause I might be close to leaving on in that February date, the 12th. My wife's birthday's on that day and then it's Valentine's and then it's. President's Day, it's a long weekend.
So it's up to everybody if you wanna do Zoom or if you wanna come in person on January eighth, at 6 p.m.
Very great, thank you.
So then do you still want to share with me over email about the slogan?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
to see the,
Okay,
we can still do
Okay.
it that way, because
Okay.
that's not gonna require any approval at
Okay.
council, right? Okay,
right.
okay.
Yeah.
If you have it by between now and January 8th. If not, we could do it on Monday.
Tomorrow would be great.
Okay, I think we are adjourned. Anybody else have any? Other business, Counselor Kohler?
Not necessarily any business, but on a personal note. I just want to recognize that you all do some amazing things, sacrifice a lot of things. So that as counselors, we don't have to deal with some of the things that you deal with. And we appreciate that a lot. And personally, I appreciate it. I appreciate that I can call, talk to any of you and feel comfortable and say, thank you. Because you guys do good things. Now, on the next note.
It's better, I guess. Merry Christmas. Thank you. So you are very kind. Thanks, everyone. And we are adjourned at 7:25.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot, everybody, I brought